had to turn my fan off and I'm gonna get pretty warm. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about hair, body hair to be exact. I do not shave my underarms. It's a fact you might not have known about me. I actually do remove the hair, however. I use a method called sugar waxing. I've mentioned it before a couple of times, so a lot of you guys have asked kind of how I do it, how I make it, and that kind of thing, so I wanted to discuss that. So in like the second half of this video, I will be going through like how to make it, the recipe for it. It's super simple, super healthy and everything. And then I'll show you the method for actually removing the hair. But before I get into that, I really wanted to talk a little bit about why I remove my hair. I use this method for my underarms and then also my bikini area. I've tried before to do it with my legs, but I find that it is actually just a lot easier to shave my legs. The reason for that is especially for my underarms, I find that it is so much better. First of all, it's better than shaving. When I shave, this is just me personally, but I know a lot of other people have this as well. I definitely tend to get a lot of bumps and it gets itchy and it's just not healthy. And the hair comes in really thick and dark and things like that. So the sugar waxing actually completely, it never irritates the skin at all. I've never struggled with that, and the hair also comes in a lot finer, and so it's just a better situation all around. But it's also better than normal waxing. If you get like waxing strips from the store or even go and get it done, that kind of thing. First of all, there's no harmful chemicals. The second thing is the method is way better for you. So with normal waxing, with the waxing strip, you're going to put the wax down with the direction that the hair is growing, and then you're going to rip it against the direction that the hair is growing, which means that it's much more of a violent removal process. A lot of times the hair can actually break instead of removing the whole follicle, and so it's not as effective. The hair can grow back much faster, and it irritates your pores a lot more easily. Sugar waxing, however, is a completely opposite process. So you're actually putting the wax down against the hair that they're against the direction that the hair is growing and ripping it with the direction that the hair is growing, which means that it's a much more natural and smooth removal process for the hair. And that also means that it's much more likely to take the follicle with it, which means it's a much slower process for growth coming back. Oh, the last perk of sugar waxing in regards to that versus just waxing strips is sugar waxing actually exfoliates as well. So it takes off any dead skin that is left behind, and because of that, it just makes it a much more healthy, natural process for your skin. One thing that sugar waxing has taught me outside of just the health benefits and that kind of thing is to really be comfortable with my body hair. A lot of times when I talk about body hair removal, I'll get a lot of comments from people who are like, well, why not just leave the hair there altogether? And I actually have before. A few months ago, I think I went like 3-month-long stretch with not removing my underarm hair at all. And recently I've gone probably 3 weeks to a month without removing my hair. So I'm going to show you guys. And the reason I'm going to show you guys what it looks like is because I think it's really important for us to normalize the images of women with body hair. We're so much more used to women without any body hair at all. With like even just perfect eyebrows, no freaking like mustache hair or anything like that. We're so anti-female hair because it's just not something that we see on a regular basis, but it is a reality, and I think that we as women should have the ability to make the decision for ourselves as far as what's most comfortable. So is it more comfortable for us to go without removing our hair? Then we should feel the freedom to do that without feeling like society is going to look down upon us. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you my underarm hair. Feels a little bit weird, but hopefully this is doing something positive. So here we go. So I don't have too much growth right now, but probably have like an inch or so of hair on here. The last time I went without removing any hair under my underarms, it got a lot longer, but it was also during winter, so I didn't even really have the option to show it off or not really care about it or anything. This time has been a little bit interesting. I've been putting off removing the hair just because A, I've gotten lazy. It's not something that I really love doing all the time. And B, I wanted to film this video. But I also kind of just wanted to challenge myself to be really okay with it. And so I've actually done some fitness classes and yoga classes with no long sleeve shirt or anything, just a bra like this. And I'm putting my arms up, doing all the things, and it's interesting because I haven't gotten any negative feedback. Nobody's said that it's a horrible thing. Nobody's looked at me weird or funny. It's been a very normal experience. So anyways, one of the cool things about the fact that I do sugar waxing is I have to let growth happen for the waxing to work in the first place. I can't go 100% of the time without any hair growth. And so a lot of times when I am in that stage of letting it kind of grow out so that I can remove it again, I will just let it go and be okay with the fact that I have underarm freaking hair. And I'll just wear normal clothes. I'll just do my normal thing. Anyways, thanks for listening to my quick little rant about body hair and societal expectations of body hair. I hope that was encouraging and helpful to some of you guys. I would love to hear kind of your guys' thoughts on that, because I know as women we all kind of do have a lot of thoughts on it, and I really think that we're on the cusp of changing that, and more people are feeling the ability to be okay with having body hair and not having to remove it all the time. So anyways, love to know your thoughts about that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I make the sugar wax. There are two different ways to do sugar waxing. The first way is called soft wax. That's not the way that I recommend doing it. You're going to have a more liquidy wax that you're working with, and you'll need strips of fabric to basically you'd put the sugar wax down with the fabric and then take it off with the fabric. I don't recommend that because the second way is called hard wax, and with this way you actually can reuse a ball of wax over and over and over and over. So you end up being a lot more efficient with the wax. You don't have to deal with any fabric or anything like that. It's literally just your fingers and the wax. Super, super easy peasy. So I'm going to show you how to do the hard wax because I think this is the best way. The trickier thing about it though is it is harder to find the right consistency when you're cooking it. So we're going to go over that. For those of you guys who might be new around here, I actually live full-time in a converted Sprinter van with my husband. We have a whole channel about it if you want to check it out. Link will be in the description box. But wanted to let you know that because my cooking setup will probably look very different than your usual cooking setup. All right, our three ingredients: 2 cups of sugar, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and 1/2 cup of water. That's it. We're gonna combine all of the ingredients into our pot and put it on medium-low heat. Okay, so I have that cooking now. And basically you just want to kind of keep an eye on it. It's gonna take about, I would say 15 to 20 minutes. I'll show you kind of the coloration to be looking for and how you know when it's ready. This is about halfway through the cooking process. You can see it's starting to bubble a lot. The main thing you want to make sure is that it doesn't burn, obviously. So I would say just kind of stir fairly regularly, but you don't have to stir consistently. And just let it keep on going. You're gonna get to a point where it is kind of all bubbles. And you can mix it and you can't really get rid of any of the bubbles. This is kind of the beginning of when it's becoming sugar wax. One thing I really like to do is I like to take a little spoonful out like that, and I'll just set it down here to let it cool down and test it out, see kind of how it's going. All right, I'm pulling it. I think this one should be good. I'm going to now remove it from the pan and just put it in a mason jar, and I'll just store that in the fridge so that it can cool down and completely get ready, and I'll probably wax tonight. We have the wax all ready to go. I just like to put it in another container so that it can cool down effectively. All right, I am ready to wax. Now, a couple things before we actually get waxing. Number one, you need to make sure that the whole area is completely clean and dry. So clean it with some soap and water, and then let it dry for a few minutes. You can't have any water residue or any sweat or oil or anything like that. Make sure that it's completely clean and dry. I just heated it up. You can, if it's not the right consistency, you do want it to be a little bit warm. If it's cold, it's not gonna be the right consistency no matter what. But you do need to heat it up a little bit. You can throw it in the microwave if you like. The only thing about the microwave is I find that it will obviously, like how the microwave works is like it makes the center warm first, right? So with wax, it can be kind of tricky because you're working with the center, so you can get a really uneven consistency. So a lot of times I like to just get some water in a pan and heat it up and put the container of wax just in that water. Or if you're in a house and not in a van like me, you can just heat up or just put some hot water in your sink and stick the wax in there. So I have it heated up and ready to go. I'm just gonna grab a little ball. I have my ball of wax. This is looking really dark to me because I usually use white sugar, not brown sugar, but it's the right feel going on. So this is what it's going to be like here, and I'll show you how you put it on. You're just going to put it down on the hair. Again, you are putting it against the growth of the hair, and you're going to rip it off with the growth of the hair. One thing that I didn't do for a while that's really helpful is you actually want to like kind of play with it a few times. Make sure, kind of push on it, pull on it, make sure that it's really in there so that the hair is actually caught. And then just kind of make yourself like a little handle down here, and you're gonna rip away. All right, it's a little bit of work. It's a little hard to do it on yourself, but obviously possible. But you can see, no more hair. So that is how it's done, guys. I hope that was helpful to you, to see how to wax yourself. Super cheap, super healthy, super good for you, and super easy as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. If you're new to this channel, then I'd love it if you join the community and subscribe. I put out videos every single Sunday about veganism, health, minimalism, that kind of thing. Yeah, so hope to see you around. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye.